What's going on YouTube? It's Alex here with Present Moment Photographs, and today we're out hiking around in the Granite Dells up in northern Arizona, doing some sunset photography. Might play around with some long exposures and stuff, might just take some pictures, but we're just gonna go check it out and see if we can get any cool shots. All right, so the water levels are really high right now compared to when we've been here before, just because it's rained a bit today actually and whatnot, and so we're really just kind of walking around exploring. It's very muddy and gross. Trying to find something that we might like to take pictures of. So yeah, we're just gonna walk around and kind of explore and see if anything catches our eye. Definitely some treacherous terrain. Try not to get wet in this swamp water is pretty much what it is. We'll just hike out on these rocks and see what we can find. All right, I'm gonna whip out the wide angle lens here and take some photos. Just because I kind of like this rock. The sky's nice behind it. Nothing super crazy. The sunset's a little more over there, but yeah, we'll try some stuff out using this rock as the main element. Maybe find those or that or something as the foreground. All right, so we're setting the camera up right here, and we'll get it set up here and see if we can get anything with the rock that we like. The sky's really cool, the rock's cool. I think we can get a nice shot here. All right, so we got the camera set up down here. We're doing a shutter speed of 2.5, f9, and then ISO 500. Just doing a longer shutter speed. We did put a 10-stop ND filter on, so that we can get that smooth clearing over the water. Alright, so this is the first image I captured of the day, and I'm really happy I came out because I stumbled upon this spot, which was a new spot at this lake, which I've been to many times before, but I've never been to this spot. And just right with the water levels and the rocks, I was able to get this composition and shot this time, and so it's something I was really happy with. The water's nice and smooth, a little bit of foreground with the rocks, a really nice sky, and then kind of the big feature in the middle of the frame. All right, so we got a cool picture there, and now we're gonna move over here to the left a little bit, and we're kind of using the same rock as our subject and frame, the main point of attraction, but we're gonna see if we can use some of these as some foreground, because I really like this clutter of rocks that are kind of nice and round. I think that could be a nice foreground, so we'll go set up for that. All right, and now this is the treacherous part, especially when you're holding your camera in your hand, because it's too much work to put it in your bag and take it back out again. So yeah, we're gonna just jump. Wow. And we got to do it again. This will be fun coming back in the dark. All right, cool. So yeah, now we can shoot this with this bit of foreground, the sunset kind of over there, so we could get some colors. It is really cloudy where the sun is, so I don't know how the colors will be, but we'll set up here for some shots. All right, so I'm just moved up the rocks a little bit, and I'm taking another image here, and I decided to do this one at an ISO of 160 and then a 20-second exposure with f14. I think I get, just because the lens is only so wide, but stepping back here, I'm able to kind of get these rocks in a little more, which I really wanted all in. So I think that'll be a cool image. Let's see how it turned out. So I really love this image, and the rocks in the foreground I think really make this image a lot better than the last one. Not that the last one was bad or anything, but I really like having that foreground element, taking kind of the first bottom third of the frame up, and then again just the sky, messing around and editing and getting the photo to be nice and moody and dark, gives it a really nice aura to it. And so This was definitely probably my second favorite image I got on the day, and I was really happy with how it turned out. All right, now we're gonna keep on treacherously hiking through these rocks, trying not to get wet and just look for a new composition of something else. We still have, 30 minutes. 30 minutes or so before the sun sets, so not really a huge rush, and right now the lighting all around is really soft and nice, so that's something that we've got going to our advantage. And looks like this is the way when it's not totally rained in. And all right, so I kind of like this area of rocks. It's pretty open and whatnot. It's not necessarily my favorite composition, but I'm gonna go ahead, just since I'm here, take a picture, and maybe I'll really like it. So we'll check this out and see kind of what we've got. So I really wasn't a huge fan of this image. I mean, the clouds in the sky are really cool with a little bit of movement, but there just wasn't really any interest in the kind of bottom half of the image. It was all just water and rocks in the distance. Nothing really stuck out. Alright, so we found a cool tree. I'm going to use this branch in the front as a leading line, and what I'm going to do is definitely use the wide angle lens here and see what we can come up with. It might be a cool image, it might be okay, it might be great. We'll just have to check it out. So this isn't necessarily my favorite image ever, but I do like how it turned out a lot with the leading line of the tree trunk, and the sky's really cool. And I mean, overall, I'm kind of glad I stopped and took the image because it's a pretty cool image. It's not the most amazing image I've taken or the best one I took on the day, but I was really happy with it. All right, so we made it to this super cool vantage spot, and now we're just taking some pictures of this rock with the clouds, and yeah, we'll see how these turn out. Alright, so we just made a mad dash from where we were back to this spot that we started at because the clouds lined up perfectly. The best clouds in the sky. Pink right over there, over this rock that we're shooting. And yeah, so we dashed back over here. Definitely rolled my ankle. I think it'll be fine because I do that a lot, but it hurt like a motherfucker and I had to hobble a little bit, but thankfully it was right before I made it. And so now we're doing some long exposure shots here. It's a little darker out, so we did change the settings a bit from earlier. We're at 20 seconds, f16, ISO 800, and that's actually still a little dark, so we're gonna do a 30-second, and we're gonna bump to f14, take that shot. And we're definitely gonna get some cloud movement in these because they're such long exposures. After I shoot these, I'll probably take off the filter because the ND 10-stop filter is so heavy and changes things so much. So we'll take the filter off and shoot a few without it. We've got some nice kind of darker clouds covering the pink ones, which will be some nice contrast in the sky. And they're moving pretty quickly, but thankfully we kind of made it in time to capture it. So I noticed that there was this really nice pink cloud, as you can see on the left picture, right above where the earlier composition was that I had captured. So I made it back here and pretty much did the same composition and just got a better sky. And then the second image here is pretty much the same thing but a longer exposure, and it was taken later, so there's not as much pink in the sky and there's a little more movement in the clouds. And then this next image is just a landscape shot of the same thing, not as much pink in the sky, a little movement in the clouds, not a ton though. And these were definitely my favorite images from the day, just because I really liked the composition, and it was one I fell in love with earlier, and then I was able to get a nice sky with it too. And so I was really happy that I was able to make it back to this spot and knew about this spot and could capture some really cool images there. Alright YouTube, thank y'all for watching today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and if you haven't already, like and subscribe, and we'll see y'all in the next one.